says, Bharata Bhumila Haila Manushya Janma Jala Janma Sataka Kori Kala Para Upakara. Whoever has come in contact with Bharata Varsha, Bharata Mata, directly or indirectly coming from the family descendant of Bharat, you are all meant to help the world. Om Sarve Bhavantu Shukhina, Sarve Bhavantu. This is for everybody. We are supposed to do something to make this world happy. And that we become qualified to undertake the appropriate steps to give to the world the true meaning of Bharata Mata and Krishna consciousness. We are all spirit souls. Does not matter what the color of your skin is or where you were born. Regardless of that, you are spirit soul belonging to the Supreme Spirit who has generated you. Ishvara Parama Krishna Satchit Ananda Vigraha Anadir Adir Govinda Sarva Karana Karana. Krishna confirms in the Bhagavad Gita that we are all belonging to one big family. He says, those who are wise, they see the soul inside of the body. They can understand that the cow and the elephant, the cow eater, or the dog eater and the Brahmin, they're essentially the same. Because the same soul dwells within them. And therefore, they are all meant to be respected. Aham savasya pavavamata savam prabhatate iti madvavajantima udavava samamita. Everything material and everything spiritual, it comes from me, Krishna says. All living beings come from me. That don't come from the devil. Even those who behave as if they were devils, they still belong to Krishna. They just deviated from the sweet will of the Supreme. Nobody in this world is independent from the Supreme Powerhouse. Shakti, Shaktiman. It is our duty to take the Krishna consciousness to every town and village. That means we have to make the people understand that their individuality is a transcendental gift of the Supreme Individual. If you are beautiful, which certainly you are, especially when you're young, when you become older, the beauty changes, no? But if you're beautiful, then your Creator is more beautiful than you. If you don't accept that, you're just an envious rat. And if you're intelligent, that means your Creator is 1,000,000 times more intelligent than you. If you don't accept that, you're a sick person who's just trying to make himself to show off as the most important or whatever. If you are creative, if you are loving, then your Creator is more creative and more loving than you. So He is so lovable that we can fall in love with the Supreme. And He doesn't like it when one man or one woman thinks that she or he is better than the other. I see it everywhere. It is sick. The Venezuelans think they're better than the Colombians. The Argentines think they're better than the Chileans. The rich think, oh, we are much better than the poor people because we are rich. The Bengali people think they are better than the Orissa people. The people living in the city, they think they are better than the ones who are living in the country. They think, oh, these are just villagers. Those who are living in the mountains, they think that the people on the coast, they're just enjoyers. And the ones in the beaches, they think that the guys in the mountain, they really don't know what life is all about. Everybody has a kind of a way of describing the others as inferior. Everywhere this is going on. In Germany, every region thinks they are better than the other regions. If you're calling about the Anglo-Saxon, and then you talk about the Bavarians, they hate each other. They think these others are really nothing. And what to speak of the Jews and the Palestinians? Or what about the Pakistanis and the Indians? I mean, last not least, all the Pakistanis used to be Indians, Hindus, until they were forced by political pressure or even at the fear of losing their life, they said, okay, Allah Akbar, forget it. Huh? Now we also become Muslims, so they won't kill us, they give us money. Yes, that's the way it went. That's how the world became so-called Christian. Just in order to get food, to not be discriminated against. So people don't like to be discriminated against. I don't like it when you think, oh, you're just a stupid German. I am a stupid German, but actually I'm not a German, so I'm also not that stupid if I understand that I'm not a German. But if I think I am a German, then definitely I'm stupid. And if you think you're an Ecuadorian, you're also stupid. And if you think that you're a woman, then you're also stupid. And if you think you're a man, you're also stupid, because all you are is spirit soul. Beautiful, eternal spirit soul. Satchit Ananda Vigraha. That's what you are. So give up this stupid identity of, I'm a North American, I belong to the land of the free. Land of the free. What is a joke is this? Dr. Vandana Shiva very clearly pointed out that the White House has become the sales table of Monsanto Company to sell their poison all around the world. And what runs this country is a military dictatorship. And all you are free to do is consume, consume, consume. Now many people that would not like to hear that, because they don't like to hear the truth. They also don't like to hear that they are not a woman or not a man or not American or not this, because they love the illusion. They think it is so nice if I am considering myself better than the others. Oh, the Mexicans, forget it. How they call them in America? Wet bags. They call them wet bags. Oh, they came here by swimming over the river. Huh? So all Mexicans are wet bags. And all Vietnamese, they're gooks. So they got a stupid name for every identity, for every. The Germans, they call krauts. I guess that's because they eat too much sauerkraut. Huh? But it's going on everywhere in the world. Why? Why we always want to cling? Why we always want to cling to something to make us feel superior than the other. The reason for that is because we are envious of Krishna. We also want to be superior to God. That's why we like the philosophy that God has no body, no thinking, no feeling, no beauty. We like beauty, sweetness, and love. But God, He does not have beauty, He does not have sweetness, and He has no love. Because God, according to them, is just a light. A light. A light has light. It doesn't have sweetness. It has no love. It just has light. So those who say that God is divine love, they say He has no love and no beauty. How do they get that idea? That is the big question. How can God be less than you? You have beauty, you have sweetness. Every child is so sweet, extremely sweet, and so loving. In love, we sacrifice each other for another person we love. Light has not sacrificed itself for me. And I will not sacrifice myself for light. That's not my relationship with light. Light is just there. Yes, it is divine light, we agree. Every light is also divine, but it is not the supreme feature of the Lord. It is just the effulgence. Therefore Krishna says, Brahmano hi apratishtaham amritavyayasya. Says, this impersonal Brahman effulgence which come from me, I am the source of that. And that Brahman is the source of happiness. Amritavyayasya. It is the nectar, comes from that. But I am the source of that nectar. I am the source of this beauty. That's why he's called Satyam Shivam Sundaram. Get the point clear. Satyam, highest truth. Shivam, highest auspiciousness. And Sundaram, highest beauty. That is the Lord we worship. Do you call him Bhagavan? Others may call him Avatar. Others may call him Maryatta Purushottama. Others may call him Dashavatar. So many names, and they're all true. God is one and the same in many names and many forms, and there's no contradiction whatsoever. So he is, well, he is whoever he is. Whether you understand who he is, that is another question. But do not minimize him. Do not put him down. Do not make yourself superior to God by your eloquent speeches about your understanding of nothingness. Because all it means, you got envy and nothing in your brain. Otherwise you would understand that who created you has more than you in every aspect. And you are not an accident who just fell out of the sky or was a development of an amino acid cooking in the primordial soup. And then you turned into some grandfather of humanity. Forget this nonsense they teach in the universities and in the schools to the gullible children who have no criteria of their own, hearing it from the big professors, being cheated left and right. We are the sons of love. We are the sons of nectar. We are meant to enjoy divine nectar of service to others. Don't be satisfied with anything less than divine nectar. and give everything from your heart for reaching there. Because there is absolutely no way that highest nectar of love can be too costly. Any price is cheap because it is beyond material goods. You cannot purchase divine love with any amount of material goods, with mountain of jewels and gold. You cannot purchase love. Only by the gift of chanting from the holy names from the depth of your heart. That way you can get this beloved gift of God. And will you understand Him? Well, you can try, but you have some problem there. What's that? My God doesn't even understand Himself. I didn't invent that. That's in the Srimad Bhagavatam. The Lord always expands, so He never understands Himself because He's always expanding. So if He again tries to understand how did He expand, why He's trying to understand that He expanded again, so He never fully understands His fullest degree of glory. That's why He appears at Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to figure out what happened with this Radha Krishna love. It's just too big. And he falls into the ecstasies of love. He swoons in his feelings of Radha's love in separation for Krishna. That you want to understand? Come on, nobody understands that. Love cannot be intellectualized. Love can only be worshipped. It can only be kept on your head, as the great devotees have kept this love on their head and worshipped it from all their heart. So it is so wonderful to be here with the devotees from Trinidad and Guyana. I have very great liking for these places, and I want them to be the first Krishna conscious countries in the world, because we have the best outgoing outstart there for having very many nice, responsible and well-connected, well-meaning devotees around the world who come from Trinidad and from Guyana. And if we take Srila Prabhupada's full blessing there, we will do something wonderful. We can make a pilot country of Krishna conscious to give an example to the world of true cow protection, Go Raksha, of true healthy education without colonial contamination, based on the Shastras, the Gurukul system, and by giving people the understand of everything, Brahman, Paramatma, and Bhagavan, and the greatest of Krishna's forms visible, called Virata Rupa. He is the cosmic manifestation. And if we don't understand His divine cosmic manifestation, we will less understand His divine energies and other influences. What to speak about His heart. So today, here in this wonderful little temple, this house of our friend, this Tulsi Mandir, I see so many nice Tulsis here. That place, I want to deliver to you this message of restoring spiritual energy and life and success to Guyana and Trinidad, and of course to New York as well. Because for some reason, Krishna Balaram Mandir is here in this area for igniting a spiritual revolution in the hearts of all the beautiful people from these countries who've come here with the American dream and have come to realize that the American dream is nothing but an illusion. That the real dream is the Vrindavan dream. The dream of Radha and Krishna in Vrindavan. The dream of Ganga and Yamuna. Clean rivers, mountains, forests, beautiful animals, just like in the Jarikanda forest. Not destroyed countries for the sake of industrial development, with all the rivers dirty, and all the trees cut. You know, it's time to change the paradigm. It's time to come back to Krishna, Krishna consciousness, care for Mother Nature. It's time to return to the basic understanding which we have seen. Nanda Maharaj, the king of Braja, he had this. And Sunanda and all the other great devotees of Braj, they knew how to protect the cows. They knew how to protect the children and the elders, the women. Everything was Goloka Premadama Harinama Sankirtana. So this can come back. To bring this all the way back to New York is a big job. But to bring it to Trinidad and Guyana, that is most feasible, because we can show to them, to the people who live there, how little joy is there in the American dream. How little joy is there in money, competition, unfairness, intoxication, meat eating, divorce, abortion, all these degradation which have become common practice in the world of today. I say that because I am your neighbor. I'm working in Venezuela. I'm working in Brazil, in Belém. I'm working in Colombia and other neighboring countries of Guyana and Trinidad. I'm also working in the islands of the Cuba, Puerto Rico and Santo Domingo. The place of the Taínos, the beautiful people of this area which have all been slaughtered away by this modern society which has no regard for life and love, but only for lust and greed. We are working and we need your help. What is that help we want? First step, make this Krishna Balaram temple strong, so that it be a center of spiritual revolution coming from there and going into those home countries where many of you have come from. Give Krishna, because Prabhupada came to New York, so it's most recommendable. And let's give each other the hand in the Americas, in the Apyayala, as the natives used to call it. Let us give each other the hand so that we become one family and that these countries can reach out even to Bolivia and all the other places. I'm very seriously talking here. I didn't come here to New York simply to Queens to eat some pancake or something.
Doubles.
I came here to speak to you very seriously about the situation of our countries of love, where our families are dwelling and having responsibilities for their people, Ecuador as well. That is our duty. That will do very good. And Krishna will give you the blessings that you can become involved and do big things. Like our Guru Deva, Atulananda Acharya, he said, the potatoes are there in South America. Here, we only have transgenic potatoes with transgenic oil and with glyphosate ketchup. You got it? If you want something clear and pure, let's go and do it. the potato, the corn, the cleanliness is there where we take care of it. And here, our influence is very limited. But there, our influence can be very big. Do you agree, Sunanda?
Yes, sir.
We can have a lot of influence there by the grace of Srila Prabhupada, because our people there, they're good people. And their heart is open for getting the appropriate instruction. Otherwise, they will just copy the American way of life, and they will also poison their lands with glyphosate, with all that stuff, and will make their life just as miserable as it is today in a society with no values and no appreciation of the divine creator. Rather want to minimize him to be something less than they themselves. I must say, I touched upon different subjects today, and some of these subjects may be very clear to you, some of them may be a little bit obscure to you, but what can I do? The time is short. But I wanted you to relate to what I'm calling for. Solidarity, action for a high goal. Sunanda Prabhu is living here, you are living here. You can get together and get the Krishna consciousness developed and the commitment made. Having Trinidad and Tobago, having Guyana, is like having the chance of a little chunk of the spiritual world to develop. A place where Krishna consciousness can be alive. It's not easy. They also want to imitate Europe and America, but there's no way they're going to imitate, because there's a different karma. And now by the grace of the Acharyas, we can do something very, very wonderful there. You must know of Srila B.A. Maharaj, one of the great Acharyas of the Gopinath Gaudiya Math, who has also gone to Trinidad to do great things. And he has a very great influence and a great reach and maturity in his divine illumination. So take people like this on your head, on your leadership, and do what has to be done. Prabhupada said, always act as if you have to die today. So I hope you don't die today, because we need your help for a long time. But in case you die today, chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, and everything will be okay. Thanks. Any questions? It's 8:30. I have to go to Danbury. You can keep me here as long as you ask intelligent questions. Otherwise, you just get to eat and go home.
Swamiji,
Yes.
we didn't mention about the Suriname. We don't have certain. They're all Hindi speaking.
Absolutely. I'm sorry, I apologize for not including Suriname in my words, but because I thought there's nobody here from Suriname. So now we will include Suriname. Thank you.
They all speak Hindi.
Next question. Yes.
You're preaching now. One time, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur was preaching, and then when people began to leave, he said, "No, where are you going?" In other words, it was some last time. Don't go back to that house. Don't go back to that attachment. That's not.
No, this is different pastimes at different times. Today we will say, go to that house and make it a temple. Because if I tell them don't go back to the house and we sleep in the street, that will be a problem. So let's make every house a temple. Let's make every school a gurukul. Let's make every vehicle a transport vehicle of divine messages and books. Let's make every food a celebration of Krishna Prasada and not boga with all kinds of filthy ingredients which contaminate the consciousness. Next question. We gotta shoot them out, otherwise I'm gone. Okay.
They're building this part is called the Vimana, and they propose to put the Hare Krishna mantra. Where these cutouts are, they're all spelled Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. So,
It is always a good idea to say Hare Krishna, paint Hare Krishna, and do anything with Hare Krishna. Because we are the Hare Krishnas.
having Rath Yatra in South America?
We had Rath Yatra 2 days ago in Medellin, Colombia. We have a Rath Yatra in different times of the year, in different places. Not always on the Rath Yatra day.
What happened with the fighting going on in Colombia with the FARC and all that?
Oh, come on, let's stick to the topic.
How do they people side?
Let's stick to the topic of spreading Krishna consciousness to anybody who comes along. Yes, Sunanda Prabhu?
Chanting the holy name, you want to have love for Krishna, you want to develop that love. At the same time, you're committing offenses all the time against the holy name. What is the remedy for that?
Now I have to sit down. Such complicated questions. And what's the remedy for not chanting attentively? I could tell you that if I would be chanting attentively. But I can recommend to you one book. It's called Harinam Chintamani by Bhaktivinoda Thakur, whose disappearance day is today. And that's a very, very wonderful book for understanding the secret influences of the holy name in our life. It's a very high goal to chant purely. Whoever chants purely only once is freed from all the sins he has committed. So it's a good one, no? But problem is he may commit more of them. So it's really tough. But the 10 offenses, you know, when we're talking about meditation, everybody in the world speaking meditation school, but they don't know what the heck is meditation. But chanting Hare Krishna and not committing those 10 offenses, that requires a deep meditation. You gotta be meditating upon every reflection of your action and your thoughts. So while you meditate on the Krishna's name, you're also meditating how to free yourself from all the obstacles. And thus your meditation becomes better and better and better and better. So this is the divine transcendental Harinam meditation. And of course it is a process which can only be observed by yourself inside. So please don't come and tell me, I'm chanting purely now. What will I get? The reaction for arrogance you will get. So devotees are always very humble about it, and they understand this chanting purely, that's a big thing. That's why I had to sit down for answering that question. It was very tough.
If you continue to have material desires,
What are the good fruit?
I don't understand. Make a question, a sentence.
okay, you're chanting now and you're feeling you're avoiding the 10 offenses. But at the same time now you continue to have strong material desires.
But that's one of the offenses. You're supposed not to have material desire. It's a 10th offense. So, keep working. And you may have as many desires as you have. but you would still become an old man who can't even walk without a stick. Huh? So, I mean, how long these desires will be palatable, you know, I'm not so sure. I think the lessons we are supposed to learn is that we are not here to be happy. We are here to make others happy by giving them love. And the earlier we start with this, the better. You agree?
Yeah.
Thanks. Next. Gentlemen.
Srila Prabhupada has always said we should distribute his books. But now we have the internet and on social media, we can read all his books in the internet. So what is
To be done.
done? Yeah.
Yeah. Now you have to behave so sweetly and so nicely that people will ask you, why are you so sweet and nice? So that you will read the books of Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. You got them in your telephone. Now you can bring up Bhagavad Gita as it is and you can read it. And I want you to read it because it's my humble request, because you're my brother, you're my sister, and I see your suffering and you need the divine knowledge. It's there in the book. It's a very good observation you made that the books are there everywhere. But the devotees are not there everywhere. The devotees have to conquer the people's heart. They have to become so nice and so wonderful that people would say, who is your guru? Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. You gotta hear him, you gotta see him, you gotta feel him, you got to be in connection with him. That's preaching today. And good prasad. People would ask, who cooked so incredibly wonderful food? Prabhupada's devotees. Oh, very interesting. Next.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Can you get Sadhu Sangha on the internet?
No. My dear, Krishna is beyond all rules and regulations. Krishna, nobody can say, I got all the rights reserved. Krishna is independent and he can act anytime, anywhere, any way he wants, even through the internet, and that's quite confirmed because many people got to know about Krishna on the internet, became devotees and surrendered to Krishna. Now if you say, is the internet in itself enough? Then this is not really recommendable. But it's like the Robinson Crusoe question. Can somebody become a devotee by being alone on an island, totally? And the answer is yes, because Krishna is with him, he's not alone. So even if you're in a lonely place, in a jail or anywhere, if you start chanting and praying sincerely, Krishna will make the arrangement. And then if it's possible, he'll send a boat to pick you up from this island so that you can now go out and preach somewhere else. Next.
The ladies? The ladies?
Yes.
Stand up.
I'm Baron Krishna for a long time. I'm Baron Krishna is very merciful. We have his book of Harinam all over the place in Manhattan,
What's the question, please?
What's the question? Question, s'il vous plaît. Frappe. Ah, c'est pris.
Okay, my dear, we leave it here. Prashadam is the next, and we can have some more private discussions here. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Jai Prabhupada, Jai Prabhupada, Jai Prabhupada. Jai Jagannath, Jai Subhadra, Jai Balaram. Jai Shivananda Sena, Jai Bhakti Vinod Thakur, and Jai
Swarup Damodar.
Swarup Damodar. Shiksha Guru of Raghunath Das Goswami.
And Shivananda Singh.
Already said.
Srila Paramadvaiti Maharaj ki